let me get Group Captain Chaudhary into this. Group Captain Chaudhary, so if we assume for a second that the immediate web, barring the guy who got away and is now dead because he became a suicide bomber, that the immediate web has been caught and a series of blasts have been prevented. But how do we investigate this network of institutions that was running with the government medical colleges in Kashmir being at the center of them?
Good evening, Rishabh. Good evening, all co-panelists. First of all, my heartfelt condolences to the victims of the tragedy. It was seen coming because whatever we did in Op Sindoor and the way we neutralized, we cannot afford to lower our guard, and something like was to happen, in my opinion. See, I would say the General Bipin Rawat used to say that India has to fight 2.5 front war. That time people do not understand. That time we know only Pakistan as an enemy and China is another front. What is this 2.5 front actually? Now we understand. Rather, I say, though debatably, that India has to fight 3.5 front. Now the third front of Bangladesh, Myanmar, etc. open up. But in my opinion, actually, India has to fight two front war within and 1.5 front only with Pakistan, China, and Myanmar, Bangladesh, etc. So, because the difficulty is this two front, which I'm referring to, is not visible. While you know the enemy, who is the half front, Pakistan is enemy, they are coming from Western front, somebody coming from Eastern front, they are more or less visible. But this invisible enemy is more dangerous. And we have seen always, they are so many sympathizers, there are so many supporters, but generally the hardcore people who are in front or are visible may get punished, but there are hundreds of them behind them.
No, but what is the conversation you have? What is the conversation we can have with Professor Dr. Rukhsana Najib, Principal Dean of Government Medical College, Anantnag, where in the locker of a person who no longer works there, the doctor left in October 2024, but he still has a locker. Inside the locker, there is a stethoscope and then an AK-47. What is the conversation we have that everybody is clueless? Nobody has any idea. How do we have these conversations and believe them?
So that is the story. Every time the responsibility needs to be faked. General Asthana has clearly said that the law is weak. The problem is that even we take action, these people will get a free hand after some time. But that is how we have to think how to counter this radicalization and people who are involved. We all know how the Punjab terrorism was finished, but somehow some strong messages are to be given that you can't just be in exact denial. I don't know anything. So how can you not know? Even you don't know. Then what is the responsibility? Everybody, if somebody is made a head of the organization and tomorrow he says, no, I'm not aware my employees, what were they doing? These are the employed people by them. They are sympathizers. They are part of the network. The network has to be cracked fully, and everybody has to be taken to the task. How? I don't have an answer how, but I need not tell the security NI agency, NIA or the government then how to tackle this. It has been a long now.
Is it reasonable for us to now assume on the face of the weighty evidence that we currently have, Group Captain, that at this point of time, there is a network of front cover organizations, which might be colleges, they might be other institutes that are operating, who are providing the visiting cards, the cover stories for terror operatives, where they are hired as faculty members, they are given a room, given a building, given an official position, but their actual job is to run a terror factory. Is it reasonable to assume that?
I think so. You are correctly hit the nail. Actually, that is how it is happening. See, the all terrorist activities, how much radicalization or radicalized people are, the what is most required for any such activities is the money. Whether ammonium nitrate is easily available or fuel oil is available or detonators are available or RDX is available. Finally, everything leads to the money. If we have to control in a substantial manner, this money funding needs to be stopped. Anyhow, how? Now there, like we have made a NIA, there should be a FIU, something, financial intelligence unit who has the powers actually to impose law. There should be law should be enacted. Anti-money laundering, because nothing happens as of now. Anti-money laundering laws are very weak, and the KYC norms have to be probably strengthened. The cash transaction limits, though there, but not followed. And why we are not basically investigating these non-profit organizations? Their NGOs have been made, now the hospitals have been made. All these are terrorist factories based on the money. So the government needs to initiate lot many measures and the very punishable basically laws to stop all these things. They are cow funding platforms. Why do not we monitor? So that is my main concern. If this money is stopped, see, there were so many false currencies were catch hold on Jammu and Kashmir, and if you see, definitely the terrorism has come down, because we have done lot of things actually in Jammu and Kashmir to stop that money funding. So that is my main point and request to the government.
But now, Group Captain, we understand that these massive university campuses are operating, and the front of the campus says medical college, and you say, okay, this is a medical college, this is doctors. The board says Government Medical College Srinagar. So if somebody asks me, let us say that I am being questioned, and they say, okay, what are your bona fides, where do you work, what do you do, and I say I am a doctor, faculty member at Government Medical College in Srinagar, where I am an MBBS graduate. You think, okay, Government Medical College, I mean, he's literally getting a government salary, he's a government servant in the medical profession, and then we find out that that person is a terrorist. So what are the conversations of who's, I mean, we were paying the salaries of two of these terrorists, who's funding these universities, who are the vice chancellors, who are the trustees, what's going on, how do we figure this out?
Absolutely, your point is absolutely correct, because the reason why you are pointing out this, and I am also, though I don't have definite answer, I am also thinking about that. This is where the problem lies. We have been discussing this part, that how to tackle this, people who are sympathizers and supporters and the funders, and they have actually somewhere helped the activities to go on. Then how the responsibility is fixed? Today you are asking questions. We can fix this responsibility in media pressure or pressure of the public. Then some action may be taken, but tomorrow they will go the scot free. So how to tackle that? See, when Pahalgam happened, everybody was telling it is a war. Pradhan Mantri Modi ji also said any act of terror is a war. But we have lowered our guard. Actually, हमारी मेमोरी इतनी छोटी है कि हमें याद भी नहीं होगा कि तो पहले दिल्ली में बम ब्लास्ट कब हुए थे 2 बार. तो अब थोड़े दिनों में इसको भी भूल जाएगा. वी विल स्टॉप क्वेश्चनिंग. So that is why, how, if we have to do something, then laws have to be made very strong. It is not the person who committed the crime. The same responsibility goes to the person who supported it. The same responsibility goes to the person where he stayed, in a hostel warden or the institution, wherever it is. Because as somebody pointed out, the health sector terrorism is a serious concern. Reason being, such attacks by the health people actually, who are easily accessible, they are meeting so many guys, it leads to the psychological trauma actually among the large public. Same rice in, somebody pointed out that poison, what it can create. See, now we are discussing only one car bomb. If it would not have been actually stopped, how much serious casualty and devastation would have happened. So now because India is a sufferer of terrorism, all kind of terrorism, we cannot lower our guard. We have to take.
Yes, in a country where you're innocent until proven guilty, so you're innocent until the point you blow up your car and become a suicide bomber. Okay.